Good morning, students. This small video I am going to make is the revision, the last lesson of the last syllabus, that is lesson 4. This is a revision video, so to say, and therefore just to recapitulate what we have seen in short, I am going to give you, and therefore please take your book, SST book, naturally SST book, and then take the pencil in hand. Take a pencil in hand. Today we will see today we will recapitulate or review the evolution of transport. When we review the evolution of transport, I would like that you should know the evolution, the meaning of evolution. I hope you learned the definition. The evolution is a process of development from ancient age to the present age. Ancient development, early development to the present development, and both this evolution takes place in the physical form, intellectual form, and social form. So it's a complete process of change. It's an ongoing change. Do you understand? It's an ongoing of any physical feature. A simple way you have learned the organisms, any living organisms which they come from earliest form to the present form, that's fine enough, but it's an ongoing process of physical change, physical and intellectual change that takes place in an organism or any living being. Okay, that is evolution. So evolution of transport. Transport is like a physical body. How it came up, how transport came to be. When man was finding difficult to move, when he was walking, he found it difficult to walk long distances. At a stretch, he got tired, exhausted. He also pulled and pushed the things. And so he moved the things, he carried. He need to carry objects or goods from one place to another. And so this was the beginning of the need of the transport, or this is how the transport started. Transportation started. So the invention of wheel and the beginning of transport. So long ago, people did not have any means to transport goods or transport themselves from one place to another. But the invention of a wheel, so what they were doing, what were they doing? They were either floating in the river or pulling. Later on it came to be the sledge. So first transport system was the water transport system, because man saw the object floating on the water, and so they thought easy way to float things, especially the wood, heavy objects, they float on the river, in the water, and so they transported them. So water transport was the first transport system that man ever understood. Later on he pulled the objects, so the sledge. So water transport and the sledge system started. Later on they found it difficult to even to pull the objects, and so they rolled it. They rolled the objects. When they rolled the objects, they found out that things can be rolled and moved from one place to another. So that was the invention, the idea of wheel came to. So they sliced the wood and started rolling. So this is how the invention of wheel came. Then when once they started using the wheel in their transportation, and they also covered long distances, carried heavy objects from one place to another. So this is how the transportation reached. This is it's a full form. With the invention of wheel, used of a wheeled carts started. Use of wheeled carts started with the invention of wheel. Traveling and transporting goods to various places became easier due to the animal drawn cart. With the rise of the settlement, man started living in one place. Once he started producing crops, then he settled in one place, and so there was a need. Different people need different things, so there was a exchange of goods. So transportation of goods also came to be. Initially people traded in places where they reach easy access, but they also need the excess goods to transport longer distances, different places, and so they need the cart. So a vehicle, the cart was there. So people started taking their goods to distant places to sell them. Wheel transport also created the need for better roads. So if they have to carry, they need also the way, the road. So this led to the development of the paved road. So they started paving the road, making the kacha road into pakka road. That is what it means. Archaeologists have found evidence of brick paved roads in Indus Valley civilization. So it is not a new thing. It's quite ancient time the people visit. Water transport has been a popular means of ancient time, means of transport. The earlier human beings used logs to travel across rivers. That's what I said. Then they learned to make rafts. Gradually they made canoes, boats and ships to sail across waterways. Since time immemorial, nobody knows when, people of different civilization of the world have been using waterways for trade and travel. So it was the easy means of traveling and carrying goods from one place to another. Now, when trade and voyage, when people went for trading to different places, so they covered long distances. And when they covered long distances, they came across different things, different ideas. People of one place did something, and which the people of other place they did not know. And so they came to know when they traveled. And so this helped. Traveling helped them and enlightened their minds, developed their brains, thinking, ideologies. All this change started changing, and so they went in search of new markets. So that thus, in the midst of 15th century to 16th century, in the midst of 15th to 16th century, many Europeans traveled long distances. So the voyages traveled long distances by the sea is known as voyage. So they made, even the Prince Henry of Portugal was the first person to begin such voyage. Soon many other followed him. Voyages were also undertaken to find new places to spread religion as well as to gain political power. And so people traveled long distances. In 1488, a Portuguese explorer, Bartholomew Dias, reached the southern tip of Africa. He named Cape of Storm. And so it was because always it was quite rough. Later further, it was renamed Cape of Good Hope after Christopher Columbus, the Vasco da Gama and all that crossed that Cape of Stone. And then once they crossed that Cape of Stone, then they found easy way to sail, easy sailing to different parts of the world. And so that's how they found America, they found West Indies, they found India. Who was the first this European to travel to India? By the sea, by the sea. Is what? It was Vasco da Gama in 1497. 1497, remember that, through Cape of Good Hope. And it was really a good hope for the Europeans, for us also. Between 1519 and 1521, Ferdinand Magellan also from the Portugal explored sailing across the world and found out the Atlantic Ocean and all that. This passage was named the Strait of Magellan. He also gave Pacific Ocean the name. He gave the name Pacific Ocean. Ferdinand Magellan. It is believed that it is known that he made one round of the whole world and then he found that really the earth is round. Modern means of transport. Now that was about the ancient thing. Now modern means of transport. What are the modern means? After they developed the cart, they also need the road. Paved roads were built up, and then and so the transportation started by land. So the transportation started by land. Roadways, they started building up or making roadways. So roadways, first one is the roadways, the second one railways. Okay, roadways and railways, that was developed, and after that, after the railways, there came the what called the airways. After roadways, airways came. Waterways was already there. It was not developed well, but then it was there. That was the first means of transport, the waterways. Next one was the latest one that we have is the airways. Plenty of development has taken place. Modern transport system also gave rise to the many ways of means of transport. Okay, land transport, roadways. Road transport means transportation of goods and people from one place to another by the road. Today, road connects places within towns and cities. We have got the highway built, first highway built, connecting 4 major cities and forming the shape of a quadrilateral. And it is named as Golden Quadrilateral. What is Golden Quadrilateral? What do you mean by Golden Quadrilateral? It's a highway built to connect 4 major cities: Delhi, Mumbai, Kolkata, Chennai. When you make this one, the shape comes as quadrilateral. Try to connect all these cities in the map and you will find the shape of quadrilateral. Therefore, it is known as quadrilateral, Golden Quadrilateral. Next one is today the most common vehicles on the roads are cars, two-wheelers, buses, trucks, bicycles and all. In the modern times, development of road transport has facilitated travel and transportation in a big way. It has especially made possible door-to-door delivery of goods and materials. However, modern means of transport has also created various series of negative impact in the environment. Increase in the number of vehicles is a serious concern today because of the pollution. And pollution is the major concern of 21st century. It affects many ways, both health and property and environment. Next one is the railway. rail transport. Rail. Rail transport. When was the rail transport started in India? It was already there in Britain and the European countries, but it was not there in India. So in 1853 only, the railway came to in India. Indian railway have improved today, and it has been called the lifeline of India. Lifeline on India, because major works have been being done by the railways, and so people traveling across the country from one end to the other end throughout 24 hours 24 hours by train. That means half of the Indian citizens are on trains, if you imagine. And the goods, that amount of goods carried out from one place to another by railways is plenty. Railway play an important role in transporting heavy and bulky goods over long distances. Materials such as coal, diesel, food grains, fertilizers, and heavy industrial goods are transported to different parts of the country through railways. Railway have improved into the metros. First metro trains that was developed was in Calcutta, and today all the major cities and towns today they have got the metros at present. Remember that. Next one is the water transport. Water transport has always been the important means of transport. It has played a very significant role in the bringing of different parts of the world closer to one another, and made the international trade today also it is done through waterways. Water transport, like the railways, also carries heavy goods and loads to distant places. In the present time, boats and motorboats are used to travel short distances in the river, lakes, or oceans, long distances by ships, passenger cargo and all that, passenger ships and all that is here. These are the major development of the transport. In short, you going to go. Next one is the air transport. Air transport is the movement of passengers and cargo by aircraft wherever it is not possible by roadways and railways and waterways. Air transport takes place, and so today it's the fastest means of transport. Air transport is the fastest means of transport, and it goes longer distances. Lot of improvement have taken place. We go to the space through the air transport. Today almost all the countries of the world are linked by airways and have big international airports. Is there any country which has no airlines? No. All that. Trains may not be, but airlines surely. Air India is the national airlines of India. It carries passengers and cargo to all the major cities of India as well as outside India. Air India, there are many private airlines. Besides Air India, there are many private airlines. You know that. Okay, Jetways, Indigo, SpiceJet and all that. Modern means of transport have changed the way of we travel. Earlier it used to take a lot of times and efforts, but today within no time we reach one place to another, from one place to another place. It also helps in exploration, not only by in the sea exploration, also the space explorations, sky and space exploration. So this is what we need to learn. If you have any questions, any doubt, please make a call or SMS. Okay, and you can ask me all these exercises if you have any problem. Okay, see you tomorrow onwards. We will see the new lesson 5. We'll see tomorrow. Okay, bye.